Let's go to the leads menu. I'll create a new lead. We'll provide the description or a subject of lead in this box. Select the customer from the list. As you can see that on change of a customer name, Odoo fetches all the relevant information. Salesperson is a person from your team who will be dealing with the lead. You can set the priority for this lead by selecting the stars over here. You also can provide one or more tags for this lead from this list. Under the internal notes, you can write down the basic requirement of the lead. Under the extra info page, you can select one or more options like opt out. If it is selected or checked, it means that this particular lead has denied to receive the mails and messages from your company. You can set the expected success rate from here. Let's save this lead. You can call the lead and save all those information. You can provide the call summary over here. You can simply save this call. You can later convert this lead into opportunity if you think that things are working good and you can go further with this lead. As you can see that by default the lead is in new state. You can change it to a dead state. You can do the same thing from the list view of the leads. In the list view, records are filtered by unassigned parameter. If you remove this filter, you will be able to see all the available leads in the system. You can also change the state of one or more leads from the list view. You simply need to select particular records, and then from the more list you can select the option mark as lost. It will change the state of those particular records to dead. You can do the same thing by clicking on the dead state itself, and again you can set the state to new by clicking on new state. We'll go to the sales menu. You can either convert a previously created lead into opportunity, or you can also create a fresh opportunity by clicking on the opportunities menu. For now, we will convert our previously created lead into opportunity. When I click on convert to opportunity, it will ask for some options. For example, the conversion action is either convert to opportunity or merge with existing opportunities. When you select this option, Odoo will fetch the previously created opportunities for the same customer, and you can merge all the opportunities for that customer into single opportunity. If the action is simply convert to opportunity, then it will ask for related customer. You can either link to an existing customer, or you can create a new customer, or simply select do not link to a customer. When you select this create a new customer, then what will do, if your customer is new and his name is not in this list and you have provided a name of a company over here, so when you select the create a new customer, We'll create a new customer with this company name in the opportunity. We'll select convert to opportunity as conversion action, and in the related customer we will simply select link to an existing customer, which is ABCD Private Limited. Now click on create opportunity. When you go to the opportunities menu, you can see that a new opportunity is there in new state. This is the Kanban view, and you have so many options to deal with this particular record. You can simply fold, so the whole column will be folded, and when you select unfold, it will unfold the column for you. From the Kanban view, you can create a new opportunity from here only. When you select the opportunity from here, it will open a form view for that. As you can see that unlike lead, there are more stages of the opportunity, and it's basically according to the flow that may have been followed in your company. Here there are two more fields added. First is the expected revenue, and the another is at particular rate. If you had provided the success rate in the lead, it will directly be shown in the opportunity record. If not, then you can add over here. We'll provide the expected revenue. You can set the date for the next action from this widget and write down the description of the action that you will be doing for the next time. For example, we will write that we'll send the details of the development. You can set the expected closing date from here. Let's say it's in August. You can again change the priority or the salesperson or the text over here. It may happen that at particular stage you found that opportunity will not work further, so you can simply click on mark lost, so it will change the state of the opportunity to the lost. You can set the opportunity in new state. Simply click on new. You can click on mark won if the things are working fine with this opportunity and further process is possible with this opportunity. So it will change the state of the opportunity into won. There can be different stages from which opportunity may go. You can select any of the stages, or you can simply click on the stage name. In the Kanban view, you can drag and drop the opportunity to do the same. For example, there's one opportunity in qualification state and I want to change it to the proposition, then I will simply drag that opportunity and will drop into the column of proposition. So the stage of this opportunity will be proposition. You can also view the graph of these opportunities. It is based on the stages versus the expected revenue from the opportunities. Then you can see the line chart for the same and a pie chart. You can see simply statistical details in a table format. You can highlight the data according to the value in it by selecting the heat map. This is the heat map based on the rows, based on the columns, or you can hit the whole table. You can click on export data to download the XLS copy of this statistical data. It provides the facility of filters based on which you can filter out your data. For example, I want to see the opportunities which are in new state and those are assigned to me. So I have selected two filters together. I can also use the group by functionality. Will group all the records based on particular condition. You can see the calendar view. In the calendar view, you can see the opportunity records on a particular date which have a date as their next action. We'll go to the sales menu. We'll simply select one sales order for which the invoice is not yet generated. We can either create the invoice directly from our sales order. This is our previously created sales order for ABCD Corporation Limited. When I click on create invoice, it will generate invoice for this sales order. It allows me to create the invoice for wholesale order or based on percentage, based on fixed price, or whether I want to generate the invoice for only some order lines. For now, we will select the invoice, the whole sales order. I'll click on create and view invoice. So by default, it is in draft state. That means you still can change the details of this invoice over here. We can add the products over here. We can provide the payment term over here. Add the information or notes over here. In the other info, there are the information like salesperson, source document from which this invoice is generated, the bank account, reference description, the name of invoice that you will be referring to for this invoice in future operations, and just save this invoice. You have to validate the invoice in order to allow the customer to pay for this invoice. Once the invoice is validated, a unique number is assigned to this invoice, and now you cannot change the invoice lines over here. You can send the email about this invoice to your customer by clicking on send by email button. That will change the state of the invoice into open. You can take the printout of this invoice by clicking on print invoice. It will download a PDF copy of that invoice. Now, in order to allow the customer to register the payment against this invoice, one should click on register payment. We will see how to make the payment for invoice in our next video. So once you go back to the sales order, you can view the invoice that has been generated for this sale order by clicking on view invoice. So it will directly reach you to the invoice. You can also create the customer invoice by clicking on invoicing menu and then the customer invoices. Click on create, select the customer, select the product lines, set the quantity. Once you select a product, the relevant unit price will be available over here. You can change the unit price of the product from the line itself and just save the invoice. We can click on validate button to validate this invoice. As you can see, it calculated the tax for this invoice automatically. Now the same flow goes for the invoice. This is all about the customer invoice.